Good morning. Today we are going to discuss few MySQL commands. First of all, we are going to see the database related commands. In the previous classes, we studied what is database. And the first command which we are going to see today is the show databases command. See, this command will list all the available databases in the current server. So we are giving the show databases command. You can just copy it by giving Ctrl+C and go to the MySQL screen, paste it there and give the enter key. That is giving you a list of all the available databases. You can see there information schema, employee, first, MySQL, student, test, XYZ. Totally 7 rows, that means 7 databases are there. So the command for listing the databases which are available in the current server is show databases. Suppose we want to create a database of our own. And if that database is not already existing, we can create it by giving a command create database. So the create database is given here with the name of the database. This sentence, what is it given in between? If not exist, is given to create the database if it is not existing. See, the things are written in the square bracket. Whatever is written in the square bracket are optional. So we need not provide it. I am applying the command create database with the required database name. I need to create a database employee. So I am applying create database with the database name and the semicolon. Since already this database is created and it was there in the list what we have seen, I am not going to apply the command once again. We will proceed. See, once a database is created, its structure can be seen by giving a command show create database. So the database what we have created just now is employee. So you can test or you can see the structure of it by giving the name. Directly go to the screen there and give the name. What was that? Employee. It will give the structure including the character sets which are used in the database employee. Okay, come back to our commands again. Once the database is created, we need to do further operations. Further operations like creating a table, giving different commands related to the table. So we have to make the database active. It is only once created. We had several databases there. So we want to make a particular database as the current one, as the active one. We are using the use command. So the use command along with the database name will make that particular database as the active one. So use employee. Take this command, go to that screen, give it there. It is giving a message there, database changed, showing our current database is employee. I hope you understood. Okay, now once a database is ready, next thing is we have to make tables in that. You know, tables are used to store the records, and the records are again divided into different columns or the fields. So we have to declare the structure of a table, and after deciding the structure of the table, we will use the create table command with its proper format, and then we will give the values. Now I will show you one table which is named as EMBL. This table EMBL has got few columns. These vertical ones are known as columns or the fields, and all the fields will be having their values filled with a particular data type. If it is integer, the entire column will be integer. If it is character, the entire column will be of character data type. Column headings are, or the column names are EMBNO, ename, job, MGR, hire date, joining date, salary, commission, and the department number. Totally 8 fields are there. So we have to decide a structure for this. What all data types are required, and what should be the size of that particular data type, or what should be the size of that particular field, etc. We have to specify. Okay. Now we are giving the create table command. Create table EMBL. Our table's name is EMBL. EMBNO was the first column, and what kind of a data we have to store in that? Integer, we saw in the previous table. Ename, we have to have a purely characters, and the size is also specified as 30. Job, that also was string. We are declaring varchar with the 30. MGR, it was numeric, so we gave a integer. Hire date, it was date of joining, so we gave it with the date. Salary, that was having fractional value, so we declare it as decimal. Commission also had a fractional value, declaring it as decimal. Department number had only integer ones, so we declare it as integer. So as it is mentioned in the syntax or the general form, field 1, first one EMBNO, with the data type, then the size wherever it is applicable, we are giving, and then just giving the semicolon and the enter key. Since this table EMBL is already created and it is existing, I am not giving this command. In your PC, you can create this table by giving this command, so that it will create one table. And once this table is created, you want to see the list of all the tables existing in that particular database. We have a command, show tables. Previously we used one command to see the databases, that was show databases. Now this is show tables, which will give a list of all the tables which are existing. Anyway, we will try it. It is giving the list of all the tables in the database. Employee tables in employee, they are EMPL and staff. I hope you understood. Now, once the table is created, list is seen. We want to see the structure of that table. To see the structure of a table, MySQL provides one command which is named as describe. The describe command can be used for seeing the structure of a table because it is created already. Now copy this and try. It will show the structure by giving all the fields listed there. EMBNO as it was given in the table, e-name, job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, department number and their corresponding data types. Employee number was integer, e-name was varchar, job was varchar 30, manager integer 11 and hire date was of date type, salary was decimal, commission decimal, department number decimal. They are all listed there. Now the next column tells about null. This shows which all fields can take a null value. The first one is given no. Why? Because I declared in the later session this particular field as a primary key, a key which is used to identify the tuples uniquely. So that primary key constraint is applied, so the null cannot be applied or null cannot be put in that fields. That means a field which is having null value cannot be declared as a primary key. Okay. Then you have a default value. What is default value? When the values are not given by the user, the computer will automatically assign a value that is called as the default value. The first one, employee number, cannot have a default value null. The reason I told you already, because it is a primary key cannot have a null values. The rest of the other fields in the table can have a null value. So the default value when it is not provided by the user will be a null. I think it is clear. Okay. Then we created the table. So the structure. Suppose you want to make certain changes. I told you I made a change to the EMBNO field. I made it as primary key. When the table was created, I did not give the constrained primary key here. The constrained primary key was not mentioned in the create table command, but we can give it by giving the alter table command. So alter table EMBL and add is used to give the constraint. What constraint? Primary key. To which field? Employee number. We have to make EMBNO as the primary key. So we gave the command alter table with the table name. Then add what? The constraint primary key to the field EMBNO. Since it is already created, I am not going to show this command because existing. Yeah, as I said, the fields which are having null value cannot be declared as a, or it cannot be modified as a primary key. Okay. Now we have successfully created tables, databases, and we modified its structure. Next we can see how we can store values, how we can add tuples to the table. To add tuples to the table, we have the command insert into. insert into where? The EMBL is the table where we have to put. And what all values we have to add? Those values are listed here. 8934, Ponno, manager, 882, date, salary, commission, department number. Then, one thing you have to remember. When we created the table, we had a certain order for the fields. In the same way, these values are also to be given. I think you understood. When we created the table, we gave a certain order for the fields. And then their data types also we specified. In the same way, we have to provide all the values with the same kind of data type. The order should not be disturbed. Okay, so in the first command, I gave the entire list of values. Means for all the columns, I gave the values. You can select this particular command from here. Go to the screen where we are giving the SQL and then press the enter key so that the record will be inserted. Since already the table is full, I'm not going to execute it. You can try it. Okay. Now we are going to do certain adjustment in the command. I want to put only certain values to the columns. That means I don't want to put all the values, all the fields values I am not going to give. So in that case, we can select those particular fields and then list their values. Out of all the 8 fields, I am selecting only employee number, employee name, job, hire date and the salary. That commission, department number, MGR, etc. are left out. That means out of 8, only 5 fields are selected here. So insert into EFBL those selected fields with their corresponding values. The first one will go to the EMBNO, Chidno will go to the E-name, manager will go to the job, 1992 will go to the hire date, 1300 will go to the salary. Okay, so only the selected fields can be given with the value. What will happen with the rest of the fields? If they are allowed to carry a null or allowed, they are provided with a default value, those default values will be filled there, or otherwise they will be filled with the null values. Okay, next. Suppose you want to come out of the SQL. You can give exit command or you can type simply the /q to quit so that our MySQL will be closed. Okay, these are all table related commands or the database related commands. Let's see few relational operators in the MySQL. Relational operators are the operators which are used to show the relation between the different operands, different data items. Relation means comparison. The first one is equals. This is used to check two values are equal or not. Next one is greater than. One is on the left side and one is on the right side. Checking whether the left side value, where the cursor is there, that is the left side. Checking whether it is greater than the right side. Then according to that, the decision will be taken. Greater than or equals. checking whether it is greater than or otherwise it is equal to. Less than, checking left side value is less than the right side value. This all can be used for giving in the queries. Then less than or equals to. Left side value is less than or otherwise it will check whether it is equals to. Next one is not equals to. Checking whether the left and right are having different values. So according to that they are taking the decisions. Right now I gave this one because in the coming commands, select commands, I gave these relational operators by giving the where clause.